found a great airfare deal from Osaka to Seoul for $47, so we decided to visit Korea. Seoul is the mecca for shopping and skincare, so I think it's a great place to visit on a girls' trip. Here's everything we saw, ate, and did with 4 days in Seoul. Fresh off the plane, we went to go find some food. The weather in Seoul during spring is perfect. Not too sticky, but still sunny and warm. We popped into this cold noodle restaurant for lunch. If you like eating where the locals go, look for hansikjip in Korea. They're simple restaurants that serve traditional Korean food, no frills, with a menu on the wall, and they usually serve light, home-style meals. We got 2 types of cold noodles. I went for the mulnaengmyeon, which is buckwheat noodles in a chilled broth. There's some brisket in there and a bunch of crunchy toppings like cucumber, pickled radish, and Asian pear. My friend got the bibimbapmyeon, which doesn't have the broth but is still ice cold. Instead, it's dressed in a spicy sauce. After that, we headed across the street to our first beauty appointment. We packed our Seoul itinerary with lots of beauty treatments since Seoul is the capital of skincare. First up, a full body scrub and massage at Bidan Spa. I've always wanted to try a traditional Korean body scrub, but usually you do it at a public bathhouse, and I was a little too shy to get naked in a room full of strangers when I don't speak the language. So I found this place that offers private body scrubs. It's a little fancier, you get your own room, and they also include a massage and a hair wash with the treatment. It ended up being the perfect thing to do off of a flight because you feel so fresh and so clean afterwards. First, we sat down in the waiting area to choose our treatments. They gave us a welcome drink, and we also got to pick out a scent for our bath salt. Then we each went into our own bathing rooms. You start off by soaking in some warm water to really soften up your skin. After about 15 minutes, an ajumma came in and started the body scrub portion. They really do exfoliate your entire body. It was kind of fun. She put a heated eye mask on so I could just totally relax, but I think she was using an exfoliating mitt. It was also a lot more gentle than I thought it would be. She did not scrub harshly, but just very gently and very thoroughly. And by the end of it, layers of dead skin and grime were coming off. I felt brand new afterwards. It's 2 weeks later and my skin is still super soft. Then there was a really relaxing massage. I went for a lymphatic drainage treatment since I had just gotten off a flight. That was so nice. She really got into all of my tight muscles. It was about 90 minutes long in total and just the perfect way to reset after a travel day. They have a small room after where you can blow dry your hair and fully dry off, so I felt so refreshed. 10 out of 10 would do that again. Now I'm really curious what the experience is like in a public bathhouse, so if you've been to one of those, let me know in the comments. Afterwards, we checked into our hotel and relaxed for a bit. We ended the night with some Korean barbecue, my favorite Korean meal. This place offered charcoal-style barbecue where the meat is grilled over hot coals. I always like seeing how different areas make different styles of banchan. This one had a mashed pumpkin side dish that I thought was really good, and they also included japchae, and they gave us perilla leaves to make the barbecue wraps. I'm more used to lettuce, so this was a fun twist. The next morning, we stumbled on this really cute cafe. It was tucked down a narrow alleyway and had multiple floors, all decorated very uniquely in this rustic, old Korean style. I really liked the furniture. They had this long lacquerware bar for making pour-overs, and my friend loves a dark roast, so she opted for a pour-over blend. They had lots of different bean options to choose from. I went with a basic but classic iced vanilla latte. While we waited for the coffee to be prepared, we kind of wandered around. They had opera music playing. It was really such a vibe. There's a pastry sister shop right next door. We also browsed their bean selection. All of the packaging was so pretty. They had both whole roasted beans and individual pour-over bags that are good for someone on the go. After we caffeinated up, we headed to Seongsu to do some shopping. Seongsu is a really popular neighborhood right now. It's often described as the Brooklyn of Seoul. There's tons of cafes, restaurants, shops, but also really fun pop-up spaces. Brands will set up like a temporary showroom to showcase their products, and a lot of the pop-ups here will have really good deals. For example, if you like Amore Pacific or any of their skincare brands like Laneige, Era, or Astura, definitely come here to shop instead of Olive Young. The Amore Seongsu pop-up had like 20% off the whole store, and they also gave different monthly samples noodles and a little additional skincare surprise when we checked out. That being said, I also went to Olive Young and had a lot of fun seeing all the different skincare and makeup they had. We also popped into a pharmacy to browse what they had. Korea offers lots of skincare prescription free that isn't available here in the States. So I picked up some hydroquinone for my dark spots. We also managed to find a fully stocked shelf of Redrawn. There were so many options, I wasn't sure what to get at first, so we did a quick Google search to figure out which to buy. The pharmacist was also really nice and helped us out. And then our final stop of the day was to a skin clinic. We're both aging, so we wanted to try out some skin treatments while in Korea. We had some tea and snacks while we waited, then did a consult with the doctor to get some recommendations. I opted for a lifting laser, which is supposed to tighten and firm everything up. First, they took off all my makeup and deep cleansed my face. They applied some numbing cream and got the laser ready. This one is a cooling laser using microwave frequency to stimulate collagen production. The doctor focused it mainly on the lower part of my face and neck, and this is how I looked post-treatment. On day 3, we decided to squeeze in some culture. We caffeinated up and headed to Changdeokgung Palace. Probably not saying that right. This one isn't the most famous palace in Seoul, but it is the most well-preserved. It was built by the kings of the Joseon dynasty and has a lot of historical elements from the Three Kingdoms period. A lot of the buildings here blend in with the surrounding nature, so it's a really kind of unique architectural style. And the really popular thing to do here is to take the secret garden tour. We mostly just walked around, people watching. I liked seeing all the groups of tourists dressed up in traditional hanboks. I thought it was really pretty, and it kind of simulated what the palace might once have looked like. From there, we wandered over to Bukchon Hanok village. It's a nearby neighborhood known for its well-preserved traditional Korean houses. These are called hanoks, and a lot of them have been repurposed today into cafes and boutiques. If you do stop into one, make sure to head all the way up to the top floor and you'll get a really nice view of the city. We stumbled on another home-style Korean restaurant in the area. This one seemed really popular with the locals and had a huge line at the door, but it moved very quickly. Inside, it was very homey. They had some staff making Korean dumplings right in the center of the room, and you could also opt to eat in one of the traditional rooms where you sit on the floor. We ordered their most popular dishes, the kalguksu and the mandu. Kalguksu is homemade knife-cut noodles. This version came in a clear beef broth, and the giant dumplings were really good too. I was really surprised by how light and clean everything tasted, despite being essentially a meal of entirely carbs. But my favorite was definitely the kimchi. I really liked the white kimchi. Afterwards, we explored a couple new neighborhoods to do some more shopping. I liked Hannam. This area is a lot quieter, had slightly more of a suburban feel, lots of boutique shops and just really well curated stores. We also checked out the Hyundai Seoul. It's a huge mall with a really modern interior and lots of luxury shopping. I recommend heading to the basement floors where they have rotating pop-ups from all the trendy brands of the moment. For our last day, I wanted to squeeze in a little bit of everything. We started off with a quick walk through Gwangjang market. It's a traditional Korean market that got really popular from a Netflix food show. I had heard about the street food vendors and thought it would just be lots of Korean snack stalls, but it's actually a huge market. There's a grocery section, like a tailor, fabric section, and also a huge wholesale side. I ended up buying a cotton quilt here very randomly. And then I went to get a haircut. I love how common it is in Korea for shops to offer you a drink. Here's my hair before, and this is the after. I basically just asked them to clean up my layers. And for lunch, we sat down at this Korean soul food spot. The galbi short rib was really, really good. Probably our favorite meal of the trip. But I realized later that they have a location in New York, so I feel like I wasted a meal when I could just eat that back home. It was still really good. And lastly, we ended the trip with one more skin clinic visit. I couldn't resist adding on another treatment. This time I did some lasers for my hyperpigmentation. And yeah, that was the trip.